Well, hello, Saberland, Saber fans, all my friends, all my fam, all my everybody. It is I, Fourzze. Got my feedback going on the other screen. Welcome back, finally, to the main broadcast of The Usual Suspects. My name is Fourzze. Y'all know me as AA Ron. It's been a long time, and there is a lot going on, and I want to talk to you all tonight about the future of Fourzze FX. Obviously, I've been printing that out on Facebook and Instagram. And yes, there's stuff to go over. And yes, I'm aware of my absence. And yes, for all of you who have been messaging me, I got your messages. I do appreciate all your concerns. And there's some stuff that I'm going to be squashing tonight, rumor-wise. And honestly, guys, we're just going to be chilling tonight, doing our suspect thing. But want to get the business out of the way first. So let me introduce the folks who are going to be chilling with us tonight. My co-host, my boy, Aaron from Shadow Tech Sabers.
What is up, man?
Hey, man.
It's been a while.
Welcome home.
Yep.
Oh, man. Also joining us tonight is my boy, Harry Solo Fonts.
Hello.
What
How
up,
we doing,
dude?
gentlemen? Not much.
Harry, turn your gain up just a little bit.
How's that?
Beautiful.
Better?
Oh yeah.
Much.
Awesome.
All right.
How you guys
going
doing?
Oh, man.
Good.
Better.
Sweet.
Going into the comments section, we've got Link from Repulse Collectibles with us. We have the amazing, the ever so creative and original Will Hollyfield. I don't know this guy. Zero. Oh my gosh, it's Zero. Glad to see that you're here. Oh man, this is great stuff. All right, so I'm not going to waste time. Let's get down to it. First and foremost, before I talk about me, I want to talk about the talent in the community that I personally, this is a personal feeling, that I feel is getting missed, that I feel you guys' attention needs to be on right now. Don't worry about where this is coming from. Don't worry about feelings, and don't worry about what people are saying in whatever corners and whatever sides and whatever trash, because none of that matters. Focus on now. And right now, I'm going to give you guys some names and some talent of some folks who you need to be paying attention to. Because right now, as we speak, I'm still off the grid. You can't find my fonts. You can't find me because I'm still getting ready, which should be a major indicator that I will be returning very soon. But I'm gonna throw some names at you because y'all need to pay attention. Numero uno, I would like to bring to your attention Preston at Syndicate Custom Relics. Y'all need to go check out Preston at Syndicate Custom Relics. I'm gonna tell you why. Because this dude is fire talent. Recently, as far as canon material goes, he put out 2 fonts, which are incredible. Number 1, a Mando Luke font, which he calls Grogu's Master. Okay? This font came out the night after the episode. Now, there are mixed opinions about fonts that come out literally hours, sometimes 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe a week, maybe a day, whatever, after an episode. And there are many mixed reviews and people like, oh, that's not enough time, and there's not enough this, and y'all just need to be waiting on real talent to put that. No, shut up. Number 1, Preston is real talent. And number 2, that font is freaking amazing. Syndicate Custom Relics. You need to go to his website, and you need to pick it up. You also need to head to saberfont.com because they just picked him up. So you can find him in both of those places. Now, if you're not one of those folks who likes to go to a font site, maybe you're like just a Saber guy and you just like to shop for Saber parts, well, guess what? He's on Saber Bay. If you shop at Saber Bay, there he is. I'm going to name somebody else. Cam, Reavers Arsenal. This is another font maker you guys need to be paying attention to. Cam is another fire font maker. Incredible talent. You can find a ton of his work default on a number of LGT sabers. All sorts of places. Reavers Arsenal. That's another name that you can find independently. You can Google him, boom, reaversarsenal.com. You can find him on Saber Font because they picked him up. And guess what? He's on Saber Bay as well. Number 3 creator I'm going to mention to you, and this one should come as a no shocker. It's our boy, it's everybody's boy, Wansith. Who in Saberland has not heard of Wansith at this point? Wansith is a man who is now, as far as my count is accurate, putting out a font a week. A font a week. Do you have any idea in the world, Saberland, how much work it takes to put a font out a week? Because I'm going to tell you something right now. You don't know if Wansith has a 40-hour-a-week job. You don't know because you don't know him, okay? But this man is pumping out a font a week. You can find him over at Saberfont. I do not see, personally, with these two eyes, enough thumbs ups and comments on the stuff that he posts. That's just my visual. That's just what the oculars are picking up, okay? This is a guy who I am not seeing catching enough credit, and y'all need to pick up his stuff. So there's that. No, numero 4. This guy right here. Have you heard of this guy? Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this boy? Harry, take a minute and tell him about yourself.
Hey, y'all. So some of y'all are probably familiar with me, and some of y'all might not be. I'm kind of newer into the font making community. Got started in this last year, officially, publicly. My kind of goal and my artistic drive behind making fonts is to come up with your wildest dreams. I really love tackling really unique and wild concepts, things that are just totally out there in mind. I love the idea of finding new ways to come at sound and bring sounds together to combine them with the technology that we have on these sabers and just having fun with it. I mean, some of the fonts that I'm cooking up right now, like I'll just sit here for an hour until my saber goes dead, just messing with it. I mean, that is my goal. It's just fun, unique, creative stuff. So I'm happy to be here with a lot of really amazing font makers and other talent in this community. You all have been really welcoming so far, and I'm really excited to see what's coming forward in the future. But from Fourzze here, Shadow Tech, and Preston, like you said, and Cam, all really amazing fontsmiths, and it's a pleasure to work with you guys, and happy to be here.
Thanks, dude.
And real quick, just to kind of hype people up, me and Harry Solo got a little something that we're cooking up. It's going to be really cool. We're taking our time on it, partly because our schedules get in the way, but we also want to take our time, make sure that we do this right. And in the end, it's going to be really freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one too. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, next name I'm going to mention. Actually, I'm going to name 2 more. These next 2 should be a no-brainer, okay? But these are OGs, right up there with Wansith, who's been here forever. The next 2 names I'm going to mention need no introduction. Numero 1, Lord Blocko, or some of you know him as Lord Blako. You can also find him on Saberfont. You can also find him on Electrum Sabercrafts, if you all didn't know that. Lord Blako, I believe, if I'm correct, and if you're watching, Blako, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he just finished the Crystal Harvest. We're talking years. And when I say years, I mean years of font making based upon all of the crystals in the lore. That is dedification. That is legend. I hope you're not lactose intolerant. Dairy. Legendary. That's incredible to put out that kind of work into that much. Like, that takes some serious creativity. So hats off to you, Lars Blako. And finally, to a man who has been there just as long, is our boy right here in the comments section, Link. Originally known as Link, Repulse Collectibles. You can find Link at repulsecollectibles.com. This man has done everything. He's got a cinematic collection, literally from all 9 movies. He's got a Visions collection. Did you know? Did you know he had a Visions collection? You probably didn't know. And it's obvious why, but he's got a Visions collection. These are all font makers that have my respect. Many of them are my friends. I call them some of my best friends in this hobby. Some of them are my best friends in life. I talk to Link just about every day, and we talk about more than just stupid Saberland. No offense, Saberland, but we talk about life, and it's great. He's my brother, and I love him, and he's amazing. And just like my boy Preston at Syndicate, he's my brother. I love this guy. He's amazing. These guys right here on the screen, these guys are my brothers, and I love them, and they're amazing. And they are hella support. To quote Life is Strange, hella support. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold says so. All right, so let me tell you what's up. Here's what's going on. The big question is, Fourzze, you've been gone. You've been gone since what? The last font you did was in July, which was Scott Pilgrim. You ain't made nothing new. And then after December, you just pulled your fonts and you're gone. Like, are you done? Are you finished? So if you've been paying attention to some of the other streams, you'll know by now that no, I'm not gone. As a matter of fact, if you caught the preview for tonight's stream, you'll notice that there's something a little different about my logo, all right? Which is pretty cool. And I've been working, hats off to Jim at Fulcrum and the Force. Hats off to Jim, because if it were not for Jim, this would not be a thing. Folks, I want you to say hello to the relaunch, the brand new Fourzze FX. Take it in, breathe it in. Here it is.
Oof.
So this is the new logo. Hang on one second. Boop. Let me get back over here. Where's all my comments at? There we go. Jeff. You gotta love Jeff. All right, so that is, I've been gone so long I forgot how to work StreamYard. So that's the new main banner. For anything that's neutral, we got that. And of course, for your dark side fonts, you got that. So that's just a little snippet, a little tiny piece of what is to come. To put some things, to squash some things in the background, okay? Whether you know it, whether you don't know it, whether it's being talked about, you're oblivious, you have no idea, it doesn't matter, because I'm squashing it right now. Few things. Number one, there was no fallout between Repulse and myself. Let's go ahead and let's put that to rest, because last week I read another comment, I think it was on Facebook, about, there was a falling out. No, guys, seriously, there was not a falling out. It's not a falling out. I still talk to Brandon every freaking day of the week. All right. He is fully on board with what I'm doing. He fully supports every single font maker that was on the Repulse platform. All right. And everybody was able to move on and do their own thing, and no, there's no beef. All right. So whatever rumors and garbage is going on, stop it. Just stop. Get help. Okay. Stop it. Be quiet. So there's that. Okay. Number two. Oh, Fourzze is beefing with people. No, I'm not beefing with people. I am not beefing with people. I am not at online war with anybody. I don't care who posts what. After I say something official on my page, be it on Facebook or Instagram, if somebody has a comment to make about something that I have to say, no, I'm not beefing with people. Because I'm going to tell you why I'm not beefing with people. Because it's a waste of my life. It's not a waste of my time. It's not a waste of my effort. No, kids, it's a waste of my freaking life. I don't have time for it anymore. I straight up don't. You want to know what I have time for? This guy, and this guy, and Preston, and Jeff, and Mike, and Jeremy Moon, and all my friends, and Brandon. That's who and Chris Selman. That's who I have time for. Those are the people who have my back, not just in Saberland, in freaking life. Am I preaching? I don't know. Figure it out for yourself. Maybe I am. But I'm just telling you guys right now, there is a relaunch happening. There's a relaunch happening. It is happening. Yes, I'm coming back. And yes, I'm almost here. It's almost done. Which brings me to the next thing. How am I coming back? What is going to make my stuff different than how it was before? Well, Fourzze, you reinvented yourself once because, you know, you were Fonts by Fourzze and you were on Saber Font and you were like, you had a way you did things. And then you joined up with Repulse and then you became Fourzze FX and you reinvented yourself and you had your friend Arani with you. And like, it was just like it was like a thing, you know, and you reinvented yourself. Okay. You're not wrong. Every so often, you kind of need to move on with the times. Yes, I have reinvented myself again. As you can see, I'm 60 pounds lighter than I used to be. Okay? Let's go ahead and establish that. I'm a lot shaggier than I used to be, and people like it. I'm also getting ready for a Obi-Wan Kenobi cosplay, which I've never cosplayed in my entire life. So I'm fixing to do it, so I'm doing it. Yay. But also, thanks to the efforts of this guy, Jim, Fulcrum in the Force, all right, Chris, Brandon, Preston, everybody who's had my back and everybody who's known about this plan knows exactly what I'm going for. So right now, for the first time, I am going to give all of you a sneak peek into the new Fourzze FX. Okay? This is it. This is 3 minutes of your life. This is no, Isaac, it's not Fourzze 2.0. According to Dark Wolf, this will be Fourzze 3.5. Where are we at, Aaron? Where are we at? 3.5, 3.7?
Something like that.
Something like
You're
that.
Updating faster than Profi.
Is it Profi? Where's Jeff Birch? Jeff Birch. Yeah. Profi or Profi? Where's Jeff Birch?
Profi.
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 Profi. All right. So if you kids are ready, I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek into the brand new Fourzze FX. So let me bring this up. Share video, and here it is. When I get a new computer, I am going to be cleaning all this up. All right. It's a font everybody already knows. Anger and Lust for Power. And here it is. The brand new format for Fourzze FX. Please enjoy.
Anger and your lust for power. You'll have to try harder than that. You underestimate my power.
Good, Anakin, good.
Anakin, please! will die.
I will do what needs to be done.
You will try. This is the end for you, my master. Everything will soon be set right. Love that.
Up to your senses! Good, Anakin, good.
So, in the bottom left-hand corner is my little pixelated Jedi Force that I created, and I love him. He's amazing. That, kids,
Fire, man.
is the new Fourzze
that is
FX.
So freaking cool.
That's the new Fourzze FX. So, everything... One sec. Because then there's this guy.
What's up?
Hey, man. So everything you see is everything I am. I am 90s. I've always been 90s. I've been 90s. I'm Super Nintendo. I'm Final Fantasy based, Lord of the Rings based, Star Wars based. The background, the stuff that you saw in my background, the DC references, the Star Wars stuff, the Legend of Zelda stuff. You caught the piece of art that I made that one time. All my hanging sabers, picture of my family. This is who I am. This is what I should have been doing as fonts by Fourzze back in 2016. But everything takes time. I'm hoping, kids, that this is the last time I got to reinvent myself. So here comes the next question. How many new fonts are there going to be? Every time I answer that question, I end up lying because it's like, I'm going to have 5 new fonts. I'm going to have 2 new fonts. I'm going to have 10 new fonts. I'm in the middle of doing this. No. I'm going to give you the straight answer, kiddos, okay? Since March of last year, I have been working on all of this and on this and on this, getting my life right. Because that is... until probably a couple days ago, I had no clue what in the world I was going to be doing for the remainder of my time here in this community. Well, I can tell you for certain today that the focus on the rest of my life is going to be this, and all this. Because without my health, which I have so had to learn the hard way, without my health, without my well-being, there is none of this. There is no this. Okay? It's me laying up in a bed, feeling bad about myself. All right? And worrying about my next doctor's visit. Okay? This is why, for the last year, I've been telling you guys, get your life right. Get your head right. Get in the game. It is so important. I am not going to preach for the next 2 hours on your health. That's all I have to say about it. But if I don't put a new font out for a while, it's because I'm working on me. It's because I'm working on this house. It's because I'm working on my health. All right? I've got a Kenobi cosplay coming up that I would like to lose 20 more pounds of fat for. Okay? Is there going to be new fonts when I re-release? Yes. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. As a matter of fact, this guy right here is the reason why there's going to be new fonts when I re-release. The first font that's going to get released is called Split. Split is a saber staff font, or a double saber font meant for 2 sabers that harmonizes with each other. It is Star Wars based. As a standalone font, if you pick the left or the right saber, it sounds really cool. Okay? And you can use it for that. But if you own a saber staff, or if you're a dual wielder, like you've got a set of Ahsokas, or you've got a couple sets of empty Ultra Sabers that you put a Profi in, or a Golden Harvest in, then yeah, it's going to be fun for you. And it's going to sound cool, and it's going to be available as soon as I relaunch. Second fun that I've got coming is an out-of-universe font that would not be possible without the Gentleman Jedi, that'd be Ian. Okay, y'all know Ian because he's a badass. That's something that we're working on that's out-of-universe base that's also going to be ready upon my return to Saberland. I don't want to preach any longer. We've been at this for 26 minutes. But I want to be absolutely straight shooting with all of you. Okay? No, I'm not gone. Yes, I pulled my stuff from Repulse because of a mutual agreement, which Link is awesome about. He's in full support. Okay? Everything that exists will have a brand new demo exactly like what we just saw. Everything is going to be new. It's going to have my new background. It's going to have my 60 pounds less of a body on it. It's going to be in direct connect with a Golden Harvest direct connect saber from Moon's Custom Armory, which is freaking amazing. Y'all need to go check out Jeremy Moon because he's amazing. And he made that saber for me. And it sounds incredible. So there's that. And all these things are going to be available very, very soon. So my hope is that within the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to put out on every social media platform, hey, I'm back, come purchase my work, and everything will be fine. Okay? That's it. Real simple. Everything between me and Link is great. No, I'm not beefing with people. Yes, I'm super, super grateful for all of my friends. I love all you guys on screen and off. I thank all of you guys in the comments section who follow me for all of your support over the years. And this week, it just so happens we're coming up on the second week of March. The second week of March of every year is the anniversary of Fourzze FX. This is my 7th anniversary in Saberland. So what better time to come back than at the 7th anniversary of Fourzze FX. There will be new fonts this year. I do have a list, folders, source material, everything ready to go for it. I'm excited to share with all of you where you're going to find me. If you think about it, you could probably guess what I'm doing. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist, but yeah. And a shout to everybody who has had my back since day one, especially you, Johnny from Dark Wolf, if you're here. All of your encouraging words over the years, man. As somebody who's watched you crawl up from the bottom, who's clawed your way to the top, I love you, bro. And thank you for always having my back. And thank you to everybody who's just stuck with me over the years. Let the talkers talk, let the haters hate. We don't have time for it anymore. We are the usual suspects, and we're just here. We're just here. We're just here. Every damn one of us. Oh, snap. Look at that.
Good time.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at that. He's here.
Johnny.
I didn't even know. Oh, my God. Yo, that's awesome. Yeah, man. And so with that, let's begin the stream. Gentlemen, first of all, Jeff, what's up, man?
Oh, it's been busy since we've been back, so life is just crazy. So,
Ian, if you can get in later, please do.
and I haven't officially met this guy yet.
Oh my God, Jeff, say hello to Harry Solofonts. This dude is amazing. His fonts are incredible.
I think we've talked on I think Instagram. We've talked.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, we did.
And I do have peace in our time, so.
Right on, man. Nice to meet you finally.
Right.
Harry, when
Pleasure.
that Luke V2 font, that's fire, bro. Good stuff.
Which one? My Luke?
The return.
I haven't released that yet.
Oh, okay. Then I just spoiled it, didn't I? I'm sorry. I thought you did, man. I've been off the internet for like a week. I thought you put it out.
The last one I just put out was my Dooku, my 2003
Okay.
Dooku.
Bro, that is sick.
Yes.
Thank you. I am working on a Luke, but that's gonna be later down the road.
That ignition, that Dooku ignition from 2003 is the best thing. That's why I put it in my font, because like nobody knows about that ignition. It's the only place in the entire universe it's used. That burn.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you
so
used
unique.
it.
So
yeah. Freaking beard don't want to stay in place. Jeff, how do you deal with it, man? It never wants to stay in place. It always itches.
You just got to get past that itch point, and when you're
it's like
when
a
you're
scratch
this,
and it's like a scratch and a comb at the same time. I can't take it.
When you're this committed, you get past the itchiness. So
Johnny says live bloopers. You know it's Harry. I'm sorry, man.
No, you're fine, man. I don't mind. I don't like keeping secrets.
I'm almost at the point of saying it is a font maker's rite of passage to do a Luke font. Like you have to do an art. It's like you have to say you just did it. You know, just to put it up because most of them are the same. All the source material is the same.
Yeah, exactly. There's only so much source material, so
yeah.
For real. Aaron, what are you working on?
I've always got things going on, you know me. I got a black tone Cal Kestis cosplay been working on. A couple things about that. So Cal Kestis has like a water bottle attached to his belt on his back, and I told the guy that I ended up buying my own bottle, functional. So as opposed to just having a 3D printed, you know, non-functional piece, be able to actually store water in there. I got new chassis pieces for my 89 Sabers Fallen Order. I've got plans to install Fallen Order Flight at some point that I got from Mike. And what I actually did today is I put a CoverTech wheel. I put a CoverTech wheel on it so that I can wear this one on my belt. You know, the way I see it, you know, it's not as accurate as like a 89 Sabers or Ogdo Killer, so I don't mind messing it up a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. That's just a little bit of what I got in store.
You mean you don't want to use magnets to try to mount it to your belt?
No, I'm not gonna try to use magnets unless someone comes up with a better way for Cal Kestis hilt to go on a belt. I'm just gonna use CoverTech.
So something came in the mail the other day that was pretty freaking awesome. And if you guys know me, I don't buy new stuff. Like I don't, especially when it comes to the hobby because it's so freaking expensive. But so a lot of you know that my very first Direct Connect saber was a nice Episode 3 shiny Kenobi. Still in love with it. It's still a fantastic saber. But something amazing showed up the other day. It's not installed yet, but it came from Jawa's Junkyard. And this piece looks like somebody hit pause on Clone Wars and pulled it straight off of CG animated Kenobi's belt. Y'all, let me introduce you to the General. Look at this. It looks like I'm holding a piece of. It's like a piece of 3D animation, but real.
The finish is perfect.
It's like it's right out of the cartoon, man.
Dude, I am so jealous. That thing is amazing.
Look how light and thin this thing is. Like you can wrap my fingers like all the way around it. It is so incredibly light. Like this is thinner than a Vader's Vault Rev N. That's how light this is. This is how teeny tiny this thing is. I could not have asked for a better replica piece than this. This is not only is it gorgeous, the finish is spot on to the show. this has got to be the most perfect General Kenobi saber in the world. No offense to anybody else who did it. This has got to be the most perfect saber that has ever been made and pulled from Clone Wars. And just to give you guys an idea, look at the install space. Just like Cam, if you're watching, Preston, if you're watching, like seriously, this is the room you have.
Oh man.
That's it. That's all the room you've got.
There's like no space.
There's yeah. This is a.
That's an installer's nightmare.
Not really. Jawa's Junkyard was nice enough to work with some folks to have a chassis prepared. However, there's no removable battery setup. It is recharge port only. It is CFX only. So the guys, you chassis creators out there are gonna have to get real creative to make your pro fees work. Your proffies, your profi guys, and your golden harvest guys. Johnny, if you're still watching, if you caught that, I don't know. Maybe you might be able to slip in a Xenopixel core. Aaron, what do you think? You think a Xenopixel core might fit in there?
Probably. It looks like it's about a 1-inch inner diameter. But I said it to you in our group chat. I'll say it again. If you want me to make a chassis for you, you could just mail me that hilt. I can take a look at it.
You almost sounded like Christopher Walken when you said that. What I might be able to do, make a chassis for your saber.
If you just send it my way, I can
send me a sample.
Send it my way. Trick or treat. Oh God, but yeah. Okay, so Johnny says, Johnny believes would work for something like that. But they're definitely boasting probably no bigger than a 22 millimeter speaker for that monster. I was asking Chris the other day if 24 would be possible, but he'd have to look at it in person. But to be truthful, this is not, guys. Something like this, and literally anything from Solo's hold, it's not for dueling. I at this point, if this were fully installed, dude, even if it were fully installed, I would be scared to carry this on my belt at a con. Like, I wanted to go to MegaCon wearing this, and honestly, I don't want people messing with it. Y'all best get away from my saber's mine. You can't touch it. Just saying.
Right.
Yep. Oh, Johnny. Johnny says, Aaron said anything is doable if you have a proper chassis. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I've been in contact with Leon from Jawas, and I'm gonna see if he can get me dimensions and instruction on paper or in a PDF that maybe I can send out to a few folks. It's just wow, freaking wow. So, and they've also got the lop hilt from Visions that's coming. So that's going to be a thing. And nice. Yeah, I've got that coming too. Whew. Jeff, what's new in the Lego game for you?
Oh, so many things.
Talk to us about it.
Well, if I can get this to move. I'm working on this bad boy right now, which is the Hogwarts Castle. It's 6,020 pieces. This is the first 19 bags, and it's massive. It actually, it takes up way too much space, and this is only a portion of it. So, I'll show you the box. The box is massive.
Dang.
So what I've started working on is just this section here, and I don't even have this portion of the tower on it yet. So, yeah, it's a little insane, and that's only half of it. So
That is gonna be sick.
That's wild.
and then I started building the Monster Book of Monsters yesterday. I found that it's a retired set, so I started working on that yesterday. I'm about halfway through it. So, and then I've got, I've got Lego everywhere. I got these going. I gotta get the new Star Wars helmets that came out, because there's 3 new ones. There's the Mando, the Luke Red 5, and the Dark Trooper. And then I'm working on funding for the UCS AT-AT, which is, I think, about 2.5 feet tall, I think. Yeah, it's about the size of a small dog.
Hell yeah.
So,
Speaking of Link, there he is now.
What's up, everybody? Jeff,
How you doing,
Aaron, Harry, what's up, brother?
what's
Not much,
up?
Good to see y'all. It's been a minute.
It has so many things going on, dude.
All the things.
All the
Right?
things.
Link, what's new in your world? What's up? What
Real.
are you cooking up?
Oh man. Well, recently I put out a post talking about the Tron Saber, and so long story short on that, basically everything's ready to go. I just got to pay for it. So I'm basically saving up money. Hopefully it can happen in the next 3 to 4 months, but we'll see. Beyond that, after I released the Visions collection, I've been really kind of taking a break and just kind of enjoying it, because really, like, there's still, there's always new fonts I want to make and all this stuff, but I'll get back to that. And really the focus for me is the Tron Saber run and trying to make that a reality. So if I do spend time on Saberland right now, it's going to be towards that. And since I'm going to have a bit of a waiting period while I'm saving up, I've just kind of been kicking back and enjoying other hobbies and other interests. And of course, spending time with the family and stuff, and it's actually been really nice, because the Visions collection, and even before that, I put so much time into font work or Saber related stuff with the small run of LGT product that I'm selling, trying to get all that going. And so this has been kind of a nice break. And really quickly, I won't harp on it at all, but I did want to just kind of back up what Fourzze was saying earlier. So, just to squash any rumors or whatever, like the whole thing with the transition of Repulse and Fourzze going to his own platform, and the other guys too, everything has been 100% friendly, 100% supportive. Like, we all support each other. We're all great friends, and I am going to continue to do everything that I can with my name, my reputation, and just me as a person to support what they are doing. And please, if y'all haven't checked out their work already, you really need to. You're missing out. These guys make incredible stuff. Harry, I know I'm just kind of starting to get to know you a little bit. And from what I've seen so far, dude, there's nothing in my mind that says you're not just as good as, anyone that's been doing it for 10 years or 5 years or whatever. It doesn't matter. I think what you're making is really great. So anybody that spends money at your store is, I know that they're going to be happy with it. So I'm really happy to see what you're making. And yeah, dude, that's my whole thing, is like, whatever you're into, Jeff, you've got all your big Lego hobbies with your family. Aaron, Shadowtech, you're creating awesome chassis work, and I see some of the CAD designs you're creating and things like that, and other background projects that I won't spoil just in case I mess up something. And Harry's over here just throwing fonts out left and right, and just that's what I want. Like, now, I don't know, I'm I don't consider myself any kind of community ambassador or anything. I know there's still always going to be cliques and people that play favorites and everything else, and that's fine. It's always been there. But my goal now, I think, is, yeah, I'm still going to work on Repulse and Sabers if I can, and Sound Fonts, of course. But really, I kind of want to, like, put more energy into promoting others. You know, that's something that the whole time I've been in the hobby, I never really did. And it wasn't out of selfishness per se. It was just, you know, I tell Fourzze this all the time. Like, I'm the type of guy that, you know, I like to stay in my own lane. And I've just always been that way. And it's, again, not out of selfishness or anything like that. But I think I'm at a point now that I want to break out of that. And I do want to pursue my own projects, but I want to do a better job at supporting others, because people have supported me throughout the years extensively and still do. And, you know, I feel like I want to pay it forward some more. So, you know, Fourzze is dropping his new stuff really soon. Harry's always coming up with something new. And all these other guys that Fourzze mentioned earlier, you know, I think that's a goal that I'm going to set for myself moving forward, is, you know, trying to lift others up and try to support what people are doing. Because we have just, this community is really incredible with the talent across all mediums, metalwork. You know, like someone mentioned Russell earlier in Lightsaber Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah.
Russell from Wade Sabers is just an incredible human being.
Yes, he is.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met. And, you know, he's just a great example of what this hobby means, right? It's about people who enjoy something, who are doing what they feel is a contribution to further the hobby, to build those relationships with people. And so I'm hoping I can use my reputation or whatever it is I've earned to help promote others, is something, you know. And Fourzze, let me tell you, man, you've showed me this before. I got kind of early preview, right? What with the video you showed earlier, but
the demo.
I have got to tell you guys, like, no BS, you know, call me biased if you want. I don't care what anybody says. I have never been more excited for what a font maker is bringing out. And maybe, you know, that little touch of retro gaming that in Final Fantasy that you toss in there, that's where I'll show some bias. Right. But that right there was just like the chef's kiss for, like, for seeing you be you in your own way. And, like, I really can't be more excited for what you're doing and what you're coming out with, man. So 110%, if there's anything I can do to support you or any of the rest of you guys, just let me know, man. I'm on board, 110%.
Well, just so you know, you're not my favorite font maker anymore.
I don't care if I fade off into irrelevance. Like, as long as you guys are doing what you love doing and I can help support that, then I'm down.
I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Nah,
dude.
I'll shut up now.
We're 12 miles past time for this stuff to happen, and it's like I was saying at the very beginning. There are names in this community, not just on fonts, but there are saber makers out there. There's chassis makers out there. There are installers out there who need to be a household name as far as the community is concerned. Like they need to be on everybody's feed. It can't just be the same 2 or 3 people in every category all the time, you know? And no, stop it. I don't have beef with these people. Shut up, okay? What I am saying, though, is that everybody else who really, really puts the time in and the effort, even if they can put something out overnight, if you are Syndicate Custom Relics, if you are Juan Sith, and you see something incredible and your heart's on fire, man, and I'm talking about passion, and in 24 hours you put out a font and that font is fire, give the credit where credit is due. All right? Don't be telling people, hey, you know, they just popped it out in 24 hours.
Hey, even if you think it's like a 6 out of 10, at least acknowledge the person's time and that they put in, right? Like,
yes.
Opinion, it's not.
Yes.
I don't think it's so important on the opinion of whether how good you think it is. Like, I think it's just important to realize that, like, you know what? This person put what they believe to be their best, and they did it for the community, and they're not asking for very much in return, right? Like, These
I
fonts
think
maximum cost $12-15, right? In most extreme cases. And it's like, bro, if that's all they're asking for the amount of time they're putting in, like, God bless them, right? Because they put a lot of time in.
This is one man's opinion, but I find it hella disrespectful. If I were Juan Sith and I stayed up from the end of something that I love for 18 straight hours at the computer for 18 clocked in hours, putting out my passion, my talent, my heart's desire to get the most fire representation, the last thing I want is somebody on their own little platform talking about, well, you can see that there's fonts for the subject matter already, but I recommend that you wait until so-and-so puts a font because
look,
that's... You know what? Shut the freak up.
You're going to get that, though, right?
I get it, but
the point is to just
it's
let those people go.
disrespectful.
Well, it is. It is disrespectful.
And they need to stop doing it.
Well,
because
you can't expect that, right?
You can't expect it, but it can be out there.
No, you're right. But to your point, I'm agreeing with you. But at the same time, it's like what you can't stop people from doing that. But what people like you and I can do is reinforce the positivity and say, you know what? I know not everybody is going to agree, and there's going to be trolls out there when somebody drops something lickety split. But guess what? People like me, you, we can support it, and we can say, you know what? F the noise, and let's support these guys, right? And I think that should be the focus, not, because I don't like to give trolls attention because that's what they crave, right? The point is not them; they're not the focus. The focus is Juan Sith and his brand new font he just dropped, or Harry and his new stuff that he just dropped,
or Preston, or Cam,
or Preston, or anybody, or if Russell puts out a new saber, if Jeff puts out a video and he just put out together a 6,000 piece Harry Potter Lego castle, like, show some damn respect, right? Like that's
6,000 pieces.
Kind of time. It's 6,000 pieces.
If anything,
that's the real deal, bro.
Yeah.
The way that I see it, because I don't mean to seem like I don't care when on social media I don't repost or reshare things. I just don't repost or reshare anything.
I hate everybody equally.
Yeah.
hey, I love the honesty.
But so what I do, because everyone in the Saber community, with whatever it is they do, whether it be metal machining, weathering, installing, sound fonts, they all have their own little flavor. Their own little recipe that they go by when they do something. For example, Harry Solo. Some of your fonts that you have, it's just not my taste. But
shocker.
I know.
You're
fired.
You wouldn't.
But
oh man,
I know that that's his style. So if on social media I see someone asking for something that is right up his alley,
bro, that's your dude, right? That's the dude.
I can point them in the right direction. So if anything, what I would suggest is just in the back of your head, keep an idea of the different people in the Saber community, what they do, what type of style they have. And if someone's looking for something, you can be like, oh, hey, you should check out this person. They're probably what you're looking for.
This is fantastic advice, because I'll tell you what, and anybody that's bought a font from more than 2 creators will know this automatically, and anyone that's been in the hobby for more than 10 minutes probably will know this too. Every single font maker has a different style. Every one of them. And, some that have larger libraries will have multiple types of styles, right? But at the same time, even across, like for me, like if I have in universe, I have out of universe, but all my stuff still has this thing where if you've been around for a little bit or bought from more than one person, you'd be like, oh, that's that. I'm pretty sure that's the Link font, or I'm pretty sure that's a Fourzze font, right? Like Fourzze always puts the Wilhelm scream in his stuff. like that's, if you hear that, it's probably a Fourzze font, right? And so what Shadowtech was saying is exactly right. Like, even if it's not your jam, and but that's that person's style, still like make a point and keep an ear out, because somebody's looking for that. This is something I told Fourzze a long time ago. I said, you know what? I almost didn't even make the cinematic collection for a long time because there's so many Luke fonts, there's so many Vader fonts, and I said, you know what, no BS, because look at this, and I've seen this over the years. This goes out to any new font makers who are reluctant to make whatever font because umpteen million of them exist already. Get that out of your head.
Yes.
Because I can tell you from being in the hobby for 10 plus years,
11, I think now, right?
I don't, and that's not what I care about, but yeah, something like that. It's ridiculous. It's yeah,
I do.
We're not done yet. No, but
Okay,
but like, but yeah, freaking Kylo, man. But like, shit, where was I going with this? You messed me up. So with everybody's different styles and being in this hobby for as long as I have, I've seen it proven time and time again. If there's a Luke Skywalker fan, they want every version of a Luke Skywalker font that exists, and they will buy every damn one of them.
Yes.
Because that's their character.
And they're not going to be... And look,
Every time.
And I talked to somebody about this... Before I met Brandon, I talked to somebody about this, and they were just like, bro, to me, there is no best. I forgot the name of the guy. He's not in the hobby anymore, but he was like, dude, to me, there is no best. I bought your font because I love Luke so much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bought yours. And when I came in, Nova Star was still being hosted because my very first edition of Daddy Issues was for...
the OG.
Yeah, I know. Was on CF... Aaron, you and I met when CF8 was a thing, right? Just going into CF9? Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. Something like that.
I know.
When I came in the hobby, it was CF 4.3.
CF4.
Yeah, CF4.
So-
It's stupid.
I know
Johnny, check the link.
Fourzze, you and me met whenever Smooth Swing was still very new.
Right. So, but just, but to Brandon's point, yeah, it doesn't matter how many renditions there are if you're new in the hobby, and like the spoiler for Harry earlier that I inadvertently said.
Dude,
I
I'm
told
excited.
him.
Look, that
I
makes me
told
so
him.
excited
I straight up
because-
told him. I was like, look, just freaking do it. Just do it.
No, seriously, please. No.
Well,
Look, again, it doesn't
I
matter
mean-
if there's
I mean-
50 of them. People are going to buy it.
Yes, they will.
They want it.
I'm not a font maker, but I can tell you that I have every version of Obi-Wan that Link has put out.
Oh, thanks, man.
I have every version of Obi-Wan that Fourzze has done, and I have Preston's new Obi-Wan because that's my thing.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Right?
And like,
His Anakin that he dropped was sick.
Hey, Preston, if you're
So-
watching this later, man, if you're watching this after the fact, dude, I love you, man, and I miss you, and I want you to come back to the show so I can see your damn face, okay? You need to come back, man.
Right.
Johnny,
Dude,
Wolfpaw.
the man, the myth, the legend.
Let me just let me just comment on the
Digging the mask, bro.
Well, no, not the mask, but the product that's behind him. Like,
Bro, I know, like, right? His whole house. You want to talk about dedication to a craft? Like, look at this dude. He's a hoarder. His whole house is Saberland because of community, because he wants to take care of people. Look at this freaking guy. He's got a CB radio in his house. He's like, we need more product.
Let's go.
Yeah.
He's messaging Damien in China going,
Dude,
send me more stuff.
No BS, man. That's for real deal, dude. He ain't even got time to clean because he's selling so much. He's like, just sabers everywhere, man.
Wolfpaw, how the hell are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you.
Yep. You almost got that stormtrooper muffle going on.
I figure I'll get me one of these guys so I can stop having those speaker problems I was having before. So
Well, that way you won't trip over it, too.
Yeah. Hold up.
Okay, good. It's really him.
I like the hoodie, too, man. I like the white.
I know I was going to pay for somebody to stand in for me, but no.
Stand in. He has to hire body doubles now, man.
Too many
It's too popular.
You idiots! You got their stunt doubles. Oh,
man.
snap!
Yeah.
Even my wife
funny.
came down the stairs. She's like, wait a minute, you on camera? I'm going to go upstairs. I was like, get out of here.
Yeah.
How you doing, Jeff?
A-okay, Johnny. You?
Good, good. I see Harry. Harry there. Love your
Nice
stuff.
to see you, Johnny.
Aaron. Link is one of us.
Hey, man.
And my boy Fourzze.
I love you, man. Have I told you that lately? I love you, bro.
Hey, your family, brother.
It's good to see you, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I've been under the radar with my grandpa and all that stuff. So
Yeah, no, condolences, man. And you know, we was thinking about you and saying
Yeah,
prayers. You know
I
that.
didn't want to make mention of that. I didn't know if you were wanting to talk about that or not. But
nah, I'm fine with it. The old man had
Okay.
it. He was a player. He had it. You have to do a funeral, right? I was cracking jokes about this the other day. Hold on, let me adjust this thing. How you go in there? Oh, nice. You go in there, right? And all of a sudden you see all these women coming in. You're like, who the hell are all these women? And then I was realizing, I was like, wait a minute. I got all these old ladies coming in. Nobody knows who the hell they are. I'm like, my grandpa was a player back in his day.
Yeah.
All these old women. I was like, how many aunts and uncles I have? I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Man.
he went out like a he went out fancy. So that was good.
very good.
Yeah.
Good deal, man.
Everything with the grandpups, all right?
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's good. Thank God.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Kids
It ain't
growing
one thing, it's another.
Yeah, you saw I was supposed to go over there. I have put something on my page.
Yes.
He passed away and things changed up, so they were gonna bring him over here anyway. I was like, "What's the purpose of going there?" Stuff like that. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I do got plans on going over there, Aaron, soon. So I'll let you know. I'll keep you posted.
Yep. Yeah, and to be honest with you, man, I'd prefer it be a pleasant trip. You know, you're down and you're hanging with the fam, and you know we can put some time aside, and I mean, you never know. I mean, Chris is always wanting to catch you when you're here too, because he can get down here in 4 days.
Yeah, my cousin. Yeah. No, I
You
said
get down there in a minute.
I'm
Yeah, you
gonna
can.
try to get one of those, like, you know how they have those bed and breakfast places,
Mhm.
beach or whatever they call them. But
Yeah.
I want to get like a swimming pool and millers and stuff like that, so we can hang out at the pool out there, you know. And
High
I let
rolling.
I don't like to go. I don't like to go to hotels. You know, you go to hotels and it's like, you know, it just feels weird for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta have my own safe space these days.
If you want your own safe space, you might as well come to the house, Wolfpaw. Come on.
And I got a lot of Florida customers, man. I don't want to get rammed into.
For real.
You know, people joke about it, but I'm kind of like a celebrity these days. I try to keep.
Celebrity these days? More like
You've been
have
a celeb for a
while,
long
dude.
time, bro. The fact that you're on
You
this
just
show
haven't
right now is like,
realized it.
this don't happen.
Yeah, no. I actually here in New York, sometimes like I'll go out, and because I'm always wearing like my logo on me, they're like, I know that logo. You're Dark Wolf.
I know that logo.
I'm like, run, guys, run. All I get is that Eminem song starts hitting in my head. Leave me alone. But you know, it happens. It happens. People know who you are. You know, it's like somebody told me, the logo doesn't need a name over it to say who it is. You know, like no matter what I do, you know, with this logo, this new logo, people will automatically go, "Oh, that's Dark Wolf. I've seen it around." You know, because either the YouTubers, reviewers put up the logo on the corner of the of their screen, or it always goes on somebody's board. You know, they have my name there, so I'm everywhere.
Right.
At this point, my dude, I am so surprised you don't either have your own channel or somebody running your channel. Like seriously, I'm real shocked at that.
I'm gonna explain why. And this is, I think, part of my success is I don't contour to a lot of the influencers. Like you'd be surprised how many influencers actually hit me up and tell me, you know, oh dude, you know, give me an opportunity to talk about you and this and that, and you know, I'm gonna blow you up. I'm like, why? I like the customers to speak on their own, you know? Like if you purchase my item and the thing is shit, you tell me it's shit. I'm gonna go back to David, I'm gonna correct that shit. You understand?
Yep.
But I don't want to give you a $400 saver just so you can say twice, oh, buy from this person, Dark Sabers. Check out this saber I got from him. You know, dude, I gave you to say something like that. I just bought you out. You ain't gonna say my saber sucks, although that saber didn't turn on for no reason. You know, you're gonna say it was the best lightsaber you ever had. Give me a Klondike bar. I'll tell you that's the best chocolate ice cream.
Sell me
know,
this pen.
Dude, he did it every time Johnny gets on board, right? I'm like waiting for it, and he did it, and he's like, "If it's shit, tell me it's shit. You understand?"
Yeah,
I saw you.
I
it.
lost it. I lost it because I was like, I love you, Johnny.
because you got, and people say that about, I tell people straight up the way it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like there's people that tell me, dude, why you tell me that about the saber? I was like, you want me to show you something that I already know might be wrong with it? I just recently had to make an address, like 4 comments. Somebody said, dude, why don't you let me buy the saber Neo Pixel Blade and electronics? And I'm like, why would I let you do that if it doesn't fit your core? He goes, what do you mean? I said, doesn't fit the actual hilt. Why am I going to sell it to you? He's like, oh, well, you should have said that from the beginning. I'm like, dude, people are going to sell you stuff because they want you to buy it. They're not going to tell you what's really wrong with it. You want to know, you asking me a question because you want to know what's wrong with it. So I'm going to give you the honest answer. At that point, the way I see it is you either buy from me or you don't buy from me. That's your choice.
Yeah.
But you already know what's wrong with the saber. And I can show you, like from here, the core won't fit in there because we had to hollow it out to fit in the 18650 battery. So you can't put a different core in it. It has to be the flat one. You can't put the 186 battery. It's just, I don't know if you can see it. It's just too thick.
Hold up.
It's just too thick. It won't fit properly in. So we actually had to hollow it inside and make it a little bit more adjustable. I'll show you right now. And the new core is easy. The new core, we adjusted it so that you can literally pull out the pummel and it pulls out the core. So if you see how this is?
Yeah.
So you can't fit a 18650. See it? It just won't go in.
Right.
It doesn't fit there. So can you adjust it? Maybe if you want to screw up your hilt, you can blur it and you'll be able to fit it. That you can do. But that automatically you're gonna void your warranty, and I don't know if you can do that. So people got a little mad. That's why I said it straight up. I got a few questions I'm going to answer. Some you might like, some you might not like. Like people telling me, why ain't I selling the super curves? I personally didn't like them. I didn't feel that they had the right color. I don't feel that the electronics on it were proper. If anybody has seen them, you notice that the electronics in the super curve is kind of very thin, and when you pull it out, you literally have the chance of ripping out the switch.
Well, that's no good.
I don't know if Link's seen it, but think about it's good for LEDs because you don't have to pull the core out. You don't have to change the SD card on it. But if you've got a Golden Harvest in it or a Xeno Pixel in it, to pull out the core just to get to the battery or to get to the SD card, you're literally going to damage the internal core. So it's not my opinion, it's not worth it. So I had Damien redo a new core design that's going to be a lot better. And we actually, I'll show you, we actually got the colors in right. So we're gonna actually. I don't know if I'm allowed to even do this, but let me see. I have
Classified.
Hang on, Johnny. We are live. Just letting you know.
No, it's fine. I can show this.
Okay.
So, ooh, hold on. So that's the new color on it.
Oh wow.
You can tell it's ours because this switch. Hold on, with the little switch there. So it's not 3D. You see the little black switch right there.
Yeah.
So you see it's our model. That's how we designed our switch. So when I got them, I sold a few. I really didn't like it. People were complaining it doesn't really have the right colors, that the colors are off. And I said, you know what? You're right. So I literally took them. Some people already have bought stock, so they're still selling their stock. But I had Damien stop production, get those new colors in, and redo the whole internal core so that it's a lot more centered, more structured for the customer, and less complaints.
That's good.
So, there's a lot of different things we're doing. The same thing we're doing, and I can show you this actually right now for the Empress, right? I'm not gonna lie. I believe personally, I might get a lot of shit from people for saying this, but this is probably one of the best. I haven't checked Aaron's yet, but so far this is one of the best Emperors that I've actually had my hands on, and I'm gonna tell you a few reasons why.
Wait, before you do, which Aaron are you talking about?
Oh, Cal. Sorry, not Aaron. Cal.
Oh, I didn't know if you meant
K-
Tromley. I was like, wait, what?
No. From Sabers. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
He does great stuff, but like 89 Sabers, a lot of people know their crap. Their Emperors were shitty. They were badly casted. You had a lot of ridges around it that looked like it wasn't properly done. This you can see it's nice and smooth. There's no big imperfections on it. Okay. This actually comes off. You can pull the whole core straight from the pommel, which is awesome. This is actually a blade plug I bought on. So I did talk to Damien about trying to make these blade plugs for our models, but it's going to be more flushed down, just from an Etsy one that I took from my other one. What I like about this is, and a lot of people don't realize this, is you can literally unscrew it from this section.
Huh.
So you can actually pull the core out of there if you don't have it adjusted to this. So there's a lot of little hidden things a lot of people don't know about when it comes to the Emperor. We are changing later on these to be more illuminated, kind of see-through. And I'll explain to you guys what I was talking about the cores. So the current core, as you can see from my batch of trying cores out, is very flimsy. So, as you can see, easily breaks. And it's not the fault of the design, because to be honest with you, those who have more, the ones from, what's that website, Goth?
Oh, the Goth 3D.
Goth 3D.
Yeah, I can show you theirs. It's literally thinner than this and very, very flimsy. So what happens is, due to the fact that it's a 7/8 design, the cores are very flimsy and very brittle on the 3D print. So we have the core redesigned, and it's going to be more like this, where it's a better material, it's stronger, and it will still remain, a slide into the core. To the chassis. So it's easier to slide it in and still remain, compact. And there's a reason, and I don't care. I'm gonna lay it out in this group right here. What's coming up next? There's a reason we're starting to make these little babies. All right, and that's because it's gonna be a little baby coming up soon from LGT.
Okay.
So y'all know who that is, right?
No way.
Yep.
A little green fucker coming up soon. So the reason why I cursed is because That's another bad motherfucker that's gonna come up soon. Well, from us.
It's almost 10 o'clock. I'll allow it once.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a little purple guy coming up soon. So those are the two coming up.
It's rare, Wolfpaw, that we get not only the show like this, but it's rare we get to see you laying stuff out. So people are going to be happy they go back and rewatch the stream and they get to see all this happening. Dude, that's major. Like we've had a lot of reveals tonight.
It's a sword. It's one of the two most requested versions, that we've been working on, and we just want to make sure that they're both right. So the Yoda, it's going to be something where we have to really, really work hard on that core, because Aaron knows. I mean, Link knows when we put something out. Usually, the first few versions that we put out, there's always this little kink to it. Whether the chassis is not right or the cores are not proper. You have to take it back and redesign the cores. So we're trying to get Yoda something that you can't screw up. You understand? We have to get that right, especially when it comes to space wisdom. You don't want to get that wrong either. And I think the versions that I've seen from Damien so far are I'm very impressed by them. People have said, they were impressed by our Emperors, and if they were impressed by our Emperors, they're going to more than be impressed by Yoda and our Space Wisdom. So, a little for Aaron's group. But yeah, simple as that.
That's beautiful.
That's dope.
I tell you, I keep this thing right next to me. I love it. I do. I can show you. Give you a quick comparison. You can see what I'm talking about.
Keeps it under the pillow at night.
For real.
Like
If I could get away with it, I probably
Gotta
would.
stay strapped.
I'm a big Emperor fan, so I got like 3 or 4 of these different colors that I painted myself. So I did this for myself.
I dig that one.
Color. I want to go with a different color to it. But as you can see, look at the difference. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty different. And, when you see it in person, this is thicker on this one, this one. We try to go real accurate with this. And like I said, if you look at the edges, see what I'm talking about, the edges on that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just the finish on that was terrible. I remember I had to actually sand the edges, because you can cut yourself with the actual edges on this versus, our version. You're nice and smooth. So I tell people, you can say what you want, but at the end of the day, our design is pretty good. And look at what I was talking about. This is actually a custom core that somebody do. You see what I'm saying? How thin it is? So I'm not too complaining about our force, but
Wolfpaw, I got a question for you, and
Shoot.
you don't have to answer it, but I mean, are you allowed at this point to talk about the future of Xeno? Like, is it going to be possible in the near future, or maybe at the end of the year, to get, I guess, I for a lack of better words, like a fully unlocked, like it's just got every freaking feature on it, all the smooth swing, all the accent, all the preons, all the post off, all the everything. Like, is there talk right now of there being a fully unlocked version?
Well, here's the thing about Xeno, and I don't care. You know me. I tell it the way it is. When Xeno was first introduced, and I think that was the biggest error that we did at LGT. I'm the developer, project developer, and when we reached Xeno 1, Z1, the program of technician kind of screwed it up. And what they did was, I sent them usually the updated files for Profi, so that we can update our Profi, and they loaded them into the V1 accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
We did talk to Frederick about it. I personally myself apologized to Frederick. I told him that was an error from the tech team. We already had produced it. We already had sent it out. Didn't go through me. That was the error number one. It didn't go through me for testing, which is what's supposed to happen. So we had what we call the almost trophy. That's why people started tagging it. The almost trophy, where they had a board, it smelled like trophy. It had the font structure like trophy. It had the blade styles like trophy, but it wasn't supposed to be meant to be like that.
Okay.
So we had to retract all that, when we could, because people wanted to get it back. It was pretty good. And we had to do what is called a closed circuit board. And this is why I had to tell the backstory. It's because the open circuit board, which is open source, we cannot use Profi programming and call it Xeno.
Mm-hmm.
You follow? So we had to literally take what we were already developing for 2 years and load it into what we called V2. So technically, V2 is what V1 should have been. So V1, V2, Xeno was originally supposed to be, and you're going to hear it here first, Rgbx. This is where the X comes in for Xeno. Rgbx was supposed to be a mix of Rgbx and Xeno. So you were supposed to have the ability to do LED along with pixels and have an SD card on it. That didn't happen because of what V1, how it occurred with V1. Go ahead.
I just want to say I got to bounce and put my kids to bed, but I love all you guys. I miss all you guys. We need to hang out more regularly.
Next Friday, Jeff.
And to everybody in the comments, thanks for watching and have a good night, guys. We'll talk later.
Jeff, call me tomorrow.
So
okay, will do.
The V2 was then we went back in and we had to create what is called a closed circuit board. And by making it closed circuit, now it's not a public domain. It's not open source. We have to create every string in it. And this is why I keep telling people when they ask me, oh, can we put this? Can we put that? Can we put this?
Right.
We need to do it in stages. And the reason we need to do it in stages is we need to debug it. We need to take out any bugs that come up. If we load it all up, we're going to have a shitty ass board. And I'm sorry, whoever's going to kill me over this, but here's where you get a nano biscotti. You understand? You're going to have a board that's going to start giving you, rings and dings when it's not supposed to be, clashing. It's going to clash. It's not going to regulate properly. We need to resistor everything correctly. So what we've been doing, too, is developing things little by little. So to answer your question, yeah.
It's like Nintendo. You want to make sure when you release it, it's right the first time. You don't have to keep putting out 18 updates.
Correct. And people just keep asking for stuff, They wanted to be able to retain the color. We did that. They wanted to be able to add blade styles. Now, we can't put it so that you can program the blade styles because if we do that, it's already open source. It's no longer closed circuit. So what we did was we did kind of a poll, and Link knows about. I don't know if Link is in the LGT group that we have, but we do polls to find out what's the most popular things we can add to the board. So we took 5 prions that people like, which is the ignition, prions, and we added that. Now we added 2 new ones in DD07. We just released that this weekend.
Okay.
Which is also V1.7. With that, you can now mix, match blade colors, blade style, prions, and we added 2 new prions, which is Ray and Scavenger.
Okay.
Scavenger and Hunter. We added that. We added the ability to retract and activate speed on the blade. So now you can adjust how fast the blade activates and how fast the blade deactivates. That was like one of the biggest asked questions for people. It's good for font makers because they can kind of, tune in their activations.
Mm-hmm.
And just let's say in your text file, say use let's say 1800 as your speed for your blade for this font, and the person would be able to adjust that on the fly. You can adjust now the length of the blade, which you couldn't before. So now you can activate from 7 inches. That's what she said. To 36 inches length. You cannot add it more than 40. If you do more than 40, the blade would deactivate. It would not power up at all.
Okay.
It can only go up to 132. So from 7, and we actually have in our manual the actual number you can use. You can do that. You can do that also for the side blades.
The Quillians?
Yeah, and you could do it if it's a double bladed saber.
Okay.
Because you can now wire it separately, the double bladed saber, and then have that blade activate differently.
Okay.
What else? There was a few other things we added and we changed up a little bit. And we changed some of the motions files on it. We're going to be adding something called motion off, motion on.
No, that we're aware of.
Yeah, and that's for people that like to do flow. It's very popular, and people have been asking for it. A lot of people ask us to take off the whole blaster and ghost blade.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to say here first, there's a reason why blaster hasn't been removed, and it's because Tyler has actually shown us with some of the VHC parts, you can actually make a blaster. Believe it or not.
Okay.
You can literally put together some parts and you will create an actual blaster gun. So we're going to retain the blaster function in it. And yes,
All right.
If anybody's looking, here's what I would tell you before you tell me, take it off. You don't have to use it. Don't activate it.
Right.
Don't use it. Don't worry about it. There are people who actually like the ghost blade because, you're in the shadows and when you move it, it actually shows the strike, So when you're not moving, it goes blank. And it's just an effect you can use in props and cosplaying. So we decided we're not going to remove it yet. If it becomes a problem where it interferes with other functions, then we'll maybe consider it as as a kind of like a toggle on off.
Mm-hmm.
You can just toggle it off on the config, and now you don't have blaster. Simple as that. But Xeno going forward into the future, to answer the question mainly, is there's going to be a lot of additional changes. It is growing, but here's what I would tell anybody in the public right now. Don't ask for too much. At one point, it becomes an advanced board, and it's no longer affordable. A reseller is not going to sell you a Xeno board if it's acting just as much as a Prophet or Golden Harvest. Then they're going to charge you more because the features are costing the reseller more to purchase.
See, and that right there, I will admit, is the mistake that I make because I fail to ask you these questions based upon the fact that most of your customers are looking for either an affordable option or they're brand freaking new. I keep forgetting that I'm coming at you as somebody who's been in this community for freaking ever. And it's natural for everybody on this screen to be like, well, where's my accent swings and where's my blasters and where's my this and where's my that? Whereas just like, and I'll throw a link, all the credit in the world. He told me about this before. He said, if you're at a con and you've got folks walking up to your booth and you're showing them a saber, they're not gonna be a board specialist. They're not gonna be like, well, I don't see a blade customization, and I don't see an auxiliary button, and they're not going to be like that because they have
this
no freaking
saber
clue.
doesn't even have an aux button. How dare you?
Yeah, they're not going to be elitist fools, for a lack of better words. They're not going to be elitist tool bags because they have
for your lack of an aux button.
Seriously, like they have no clue. So, I mean, all they're going to care about is the fact that it lights up, it makes a really cool, accurate sound, and it turns off, and it
because
goes.
Johnny
pew, pew.
sold it to him. You understand?
Yeah, and because Johnny sold it to him. So, but seriously, like, I failed to realize in my question asking that no, people off the street, if you Johnny go to a New York Comic Con, right? If you go to New York Comic Con
That'd be
and you
legit.
set up a booth, 8 out of 10 of everybody who comes up to your booth is not gonna know or even care.
They're gonna be
about,
like, glowy stick for 120. I'll take 10.
yeah, they're not gonna care. They're not gonna know about Profi. They're not gonna know about Golden Harvest.
I went to the convention with
and
Obi-Wan.
I get this a lot, believe it or not. Or they tell you all these things that they think they know about it, but then tell you that does go on an Rgbx board, right? I'm like, dude, you just described to me a video you saw on a Profi board. Like, you can't change this. You can't. I thought the way you was talking, you sounded like you knew what you was talking about, and you just told me right now with that question, you're a new person. You never had a lightsaber in your life.
Exactly.
Saw a video
exactly.
of a guy showing you boom, boom, and it ignited, and how come my Eco board didn't do that? Well,
thanks, TikTok.
Like, I had one guy told me, well, how come I can't get a Xeno or a Golden Harvest for $80 off your mystery box? Because why would I put a $400 saber in an $80 option? Like, I'm gonna sell you anything from $125 down to $89, which is my lowest one. But you might get one of those in an $80 package. Now, what I'm doing with my mystery, and this is why my mystery boxes are so important and so sell so much, is you're literally not getting anything lower than $89 in that box. And I'm giving it to you for $80. So you're automatically, let's say, saving anywhere from $10 to $50 if you choose that option. And they're all going to be Rgbx. It's just the difference is what kind of hilt am I going to get?
Mm-hmm.
Now, why don't you do a mystery box, Golden Harvest, or NeoPixel? Well, because the numbers vary so much that, in a way, I am going to trick you out of your money. Now, think about this, right? I'm going to put NeoPixel, let's say, let's do a DX style. I'm going to sell you NeoPixel for $400, right? Mystery box, right? But I'm going to throw in there a $200 saber because I didn't say what kind of NeoPixel you're getting, right? I just said you're going to get a NeoPixel. I'm going to either throw a NeoPixel in there that I paid a lot less for. You most likely, if you would have bought it straight off the website, you would have gotten it for $200. But I just charged you $400 for it. That was your choice to buy a mystery box. You see what I'm saying? It's not fair to the customer. So now I can, and I have been, and I'll say this in front of the public right now, I have been considering a Xeno version where I would literally, for let's say 3 months, price all my Xenos for the same price. It don't matter the type of hill, for the same price. So let's say hypothetically $250, right? And I would list it as $250, but those ranges will probably be $300, $400 sabers that normally go, because what I'm technically doing, I'm discounting it. You see what I'm saying? So no matter what hilt you get, it's gonna be an honest, straight in the line NeoPixel setup. So I'm not gonna overcharge you. I'm not gonna undercharge you. I'm not gonna, say I'm gonna add additional things to it. Because just at the end of the day, and Link knows this now from doing business, it's hard to grab a NeoPixel version and put a price to it when you got so many models that you're not paying for the core. You're paying for the design. You see what I'm saying? I can't sell you, Aaron, Obi-Wan Kenobi at $300, right? When I'm selling an Ezra at $390. It's not the same design. There's a lot of designs. This design alone, believe it or not, is costing me a lot more than most of the designs that I sell on the market. And Link is gonna know this. I don't know if you put your design with us or if you put it with a different company, but to try to make your own models, you're paying a lot more than if you just went directly and bought this product. So I paid more for this than I did for this. And you would think this is cost more because it's an Emperor.
Mm.
It's for the actual designing that goes into it, the remodeling that goes into it.
Yep, 100%.
You're paying a lot more. So here's something that a lot of people don't know. This model, this saber is going to cost you most likely less than this. And
Yeah,
here's
that makes
why.
sense.
Here's why. Nobody else is selling it. No other vendor is going to sell this unless I give, let's say, for example, Link or Oxsabers or one of the collabs that I have in Mexico so that they can reach out Mexicans to have my model. Those are the only people that are going to have this saber. Other than that, nobody else is going to have this saber. Oh, and yes, for the public, I already tested it. You can actually take this apart, put another one, and you're going to have this double-bladed. So you're going to be able to do double-bladed saber on this. Somebody had asked me about it, and I made a demo on it. So my point is, Aaron, Xeno is going to be a lot more advanced. But at one point, we got to cap it so it doesn't become an advanced board. Otherwise, I can't price it at the same price as the Golden Harvest, and I can't price it at the same price as a Profi. And while I have you here, I might as well go up and blow that out. Profis will return back to LGT.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people have been going back and forth asking me the question, will Profis be back with LGT? Starting next week, I'm going to open it up this weekend. I'm going to go through my website and I'm going to start opening up my Profi options. But like everything, we're going to roll it out slowly. So we're only going to do sabers for now.
Okay.
I'm probably one of the only vendors because I just went and made an investment and bought like 240 something Profi cores.
Woo.
And that's just because I wanted to clean out the shop. So I bought all the cores. They're here in the U.S. So I've been distributing them, and they've been selling very quickly. Now, regarding boards, actual Profi boards, the Profi boards are not going to be sold as boards alone yet. And there's a reason for that. And that's because we need to catch up on a lot of orders for sabers. Then after that, I'm going to go, and I will say here publicly, I'm going to go and I'm going to probably invest about $60,000 to get boards here in the U.S. So due to the rate of boards these days and the chip, that's about 1,000 boards, if I'm doing the math correctly.
Yeah.
Because the chips have gone up, unfortunately. They're not, I'm not buying the boards at $32 like we were doing, back in the days. And we were able to sell it for $40, because we have to make up for the shipment and stuff like that. Another thing a lot of people don't realize, Link knows we pay a lot on our shipments. Like an average vendor can literally pay anywhere from $300 to $500 just to ship product to the U.S. for themselves, to stock it in
Yeah,
stock.
shipping rates on just about anything has like 4 or 5x. It's stupid. It's really retarded right now.
So that's why a reseller, or a distributor has to add that price in there for our market.
We call it landed cost.
Yeah, and we're not doing it to like some people have been going around on Reddit, and these are competitors and people that are trying to divert people from us, but they say that we're price gouging people. We're not. Especially Dark Wolf Sabers is not. I know Lynx, I've seen their price. They're not. What's his name? Wild Sabers, Tyler is not. Even the Australians are not. We take the price, right? Just so you can understand. We take the price of what we pay. We add shipping costs to that, what we pay, not what you're paying in shipping. because most of our stuff to you, to the public, is free shipping. But we add this price to the tag that we already have, you know, and then we add, of course, we have to buy boxes. People don't realize this stuff. We have to buy boxes. We have to tag it. We have to ship it out to you, which we pay the shipping on this. You know, it's a lot of costs associated that we try to keep it at a nice, reasonable price, but it's difficult to keep it at that price. You follow me? But once we get the pro fees going, you know, we're going to try to keep that, here you hear it from me first, at a reasonable cost. And only because if a pro fee saber used to cost from us $400, you might be looking at a $500 saber these days. And when you look at the numbers, believe it or not, it's not bad compared to you buy a board these days, you're paying 90 to 100 bucks. Am I right on that number? If you're buying a standalone trophy board, you're paying about 90. Right. You know, this is why people ask me, oh, well, how come if you're doing it now, why couldn't you do it before? I did not feel comfortable selling you a $90 board. I just don't. You know, if you look at my boards, they're $45. I think Golden Harvest is the highest one I have, which is $70. And that's because the amount of money I pay for a Golden Harvest board, those who buy directly from SaberTech, no, that's not a bad price what I put it out for. You understand? So we're literally matching, if I'm not mistaken, we're matching Golden Harvest, like SaberTech on my website for $70. You know, if you were to ship it from SaberTech, it's about $68 plus the shipping. It's about $70. So you're actually saving money buying it from me here in the US because you're gonna get it in 3 days. Versus you gotta wait a week or two, something like that from SaberTech. So, you know, that's the future for us right now. We got 5 Cannon hilts coming out. I cannot mention the other 3. But there are 2 Cannon hilts. You got 3 versions from me coming out, which is the Taxon, the Defiance, and the Malagus. Those are 3 from me alone. I'm introducing one from Oxsabers, which I'll show you right now. This is a beauty. Let me see.
That's pretty.
That's from Oxsabers. He actually been selling this very popular on his on his website. The activation switch is actually a design by him. So it's a little different. The activation, you screw on the screws right onto the hilt. You can actually get these switches over at Val Sabers right now. He's actually selling them. And you can literally add it, and I'll show you proof of that. You can literally add it to any hilt. Literally, any hilt. Here we go. To any hilt. This is a model I just plopped together from little parts I had around the house.
That's cool looking.
You can literally, and it's low profile, as you can see.
I really like that hilt right there from Oz, that new one, the gold neck. That's actually pretty sleek, man. I really like that.
It has a good deep emitter. He designs well. So you can actually, you know, swing this pretty good. You can see the emitter's pretty deep. What I like about this is and I think the battery is dead on this one, but let me see. Oh no, there you go. The activation works perfect on these little clamp cars they design. We call them Oz Wire, but his designs are pretty good. It has a good. You can literally take this off. So you can. It's pretty good, and it has a good grip to it. It's very small. It's a little nice and small, and it's responsive, which is pretty good. And these are just one of the designs that he's been gearing up. Malicos, I'm almost sold out of that one. I've got probably about 4 of those left here in the USA. But yeah, So you're gonna see them on my website soon. I'm gonna put them up.
Hey Johnny, I'm gonna have to get with you soon. I actually just remembered I've been meaning to reach out and I keep forgetting my new job and all the stuff I got going on, but I need to hit you up about something soon.
All right. You know I'm always open.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to you, Aaron, you know what I mean with that, right? You told me you talk with me come January, so we're in March. Talk to me. I know you're going 2.0 on me, so when you have a chance, we'll sit down and we'll talk, all right?
Oh, hey, look, I've already got a name. It's already named, and and my boy Matt was here, and he was the one who had helped me get everything I needed for it. So, it's called Eternal Brother.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be one of the ones that's going to be coming out fairly soon. But you and me will talk, and you'll get exclusives on it that won't be available in the main. So that there'll be a Wolfie version and a main version. So
yeah, definitely. When you're ready, I know you got your stuff going on, so when you're ready, you let me know.
I'm just glad we've gone from going on to done.
Yeah. No, I know. I mean, I'm supposed to have a release soon. Just because of COVID going on and a lot of stuff that's been going on in my life,
I know.
production just kind of went back a little bit. But once that's ready and up and released, I definitely want to have that available for us. You get with me. And I was talking with Link while he's here. He gave me an idea, and when I have a chance, I'll run it by you, see what you think about that. Regarding what we already discussed with fonts.
Well, if you want to, I was just gonna say, if you want to get on a chat with me tomorrow, because I'm off this weekend, I got the whole day I could talk to you. That's not even a big deal.
All right, yeah, because Link gave me a few ideas. So
that was from Aaron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so same.
Yeah, so you probably already know what you.
Well, that's for Forrest. That's not for me. That's for him.
No, I know. I'm saying you was talking for him. What we do on the webpage. So we'll sit down. I want to look at something real quick, but we'll sit down. We'll talk about it because I think that would be something good for you as well. One, because as Harry knows, he has some of his fonts on exposure work with us and the team. You do get
Harry.
And we do make sure people know who you are. And Link is already on my page. I think I have you on my page connected on the logo. I have Harry on my webpage. Phoenix Props is on there, and a few. I think Cosmic Ape.
Yeah, right? Joel.
I said it right. Cosmic Ape is on
I
there.
love him, man. He's fantastic.
Yeah, and as you saw, we're doing a lot of stuff with fonts and stuff like that coming up. So having you guys exposed on it is a good thing. Trust me on that. And I'm a big font promoter, meaning I always say support your font maker. So it's something that we always supported for. You know that we've had your back since day one. No matter what people say, what people talk, I know the kind of person you are. And in my book, you're on the top list, so I'm not concerned about anything when people talk crap. And listen, if you can't stand by Dark Wolf because of, force, then I don't need you, to stand by it. Simple as, it's just the way we grow.
Cold as ice. I love it.
No, I mean, listen, I keep it real. If I have somebody on my side, it's because that person's trustworthy. If I didn't trust that person would not be by my side. So if you're going through me, you got to understand that my boy Force is standing right next to you. I'm not going to take 2 steps back if he's standing on his own. I'm going to stand right next to him. Understand? And that's just the way
y'all know I'm the same way.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
I don't give two anythings. Like, if we're cool, ain't nobody getting in the way of that.
Exactly. Who said? I remember back in the day, Profi used to be 45. Yeah, exactly. Profi used to be 45.
Oh yeah, those were the days.
Yeah, but then again, Profi was 23 or 32, something like that. Also, so, it's just
Yeah.
the market grows.
Popularity goes, the market, the supply chains took a crap, and now here we are.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if we could sell $180, Neo Pixel Sabers, we will. It's just we can't. It's just the market won't allow it. If you really add up, what the hilt costs, what the core costs, what the blade costs, believe it or not, a lot of these resellers are really selling a lot cheaper than what they should. It's just try to buy a saber from another company. They're gonna sell you. And here, I'm gonna say right here, screw Vader's Ball, screw anybody who wants to say something bad about what I'm about to say. But it's a fact. The material used on our sabers are the same material used in every other saber out there. Okay?
Yep.
The only difference in these materials, okay, or these models, is that somebody considers it inferior because it's not a labeled brand. Okay? Before they knew who Dark Wolf was, they praised everything that I gave, that I put out. Well, you know what? Dark Wolf has not changed. So what's the difference now? You follow what I'm saying? There is no model out there that is being cheap. That's not what you just saw. That's not cheap. This is not cheaply made. Okay? There's heavy weight to this thing. Okay? Everything that goes into all saber designs is quality. All right? Same thing for a lot of our designers and resellers. Like you got your model coming out. That's going to be exclusive to you. You follow what I'm saying?
I hope.
No, it will. Mystic Knights has their kind of like a Excalibur style sword.
They got, dude. I like Mystic Knights, man. All their stuff, they got their own flavor, and their own style. And they're cool.
Design their own stuff, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of our resellers now are starting to branch out their own designs. You understand? And that's what makes that reseller different. And if he's selling his sabers for 400, 500, trust me, it's the same as you went and bought, from Solo Hose, or if you went and bought from. It's the same design, buddies. It's the same designs. You'd be surprised how many of those guys, and I'm not going to say names, but how many of those guys are buying empties from us, changing it up a little bit, installing and printing up their own cores, and selling it to you for a lot more than we did. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I can tell you 100%, I can name 20 actual good vendors, although I'm not going to, that are not part of LGT that are doing this right now to you guys. So to say LGT is cheap, listen, I'll keep it real. I'm not going to lie to you in public. We took a lot of installers out of business. We did. For that, I'm sorry. It wasn't intended to. You still do your installs. People trust you. Your customers trust you. But the fact that we went and created this, I don't even have one there. Created this, pissed a lot of people off. Why? Because,
that's just part of evolving with the times, right? Like you had people back in the day doing, $400 and $500 electronics installs, and look, maybe they do good work, maybe they're good people. There's nothing wrong with that. But business evolves, and you have to change with the times, and you have to be willing and ready to move with the times, or else you become relevant. That's just business 101.
And honestly,
it ain't personal.
And let me speak to the community as a whole here, okay?
As a whole.
Who watches Letter Kenny?
Oh Lord.
No,
but seriously now. As a whole, not just the boards, not just the font makers, not just one little section. Everything needs to change. Everything needs to change. The methods need to change. Look, I can speak to. Okay, look at Harry. All right, look at Harry.
Look at the
Harry's
guy.
Harry, just look at him. Look at him. Look at the guy.
Look at him.
Hey, look at him.
Look.
His methods are way different than mine. Okay?
Yeah.
His methods are way different than mine. He's a fire font maker, but his methods are very different.
Sounds good.
But it's a change. It's a welcome change. It's a welcome. You can see who's popular in this community, and you can see who's different in this community, and you can,
man.
if you look at everybody as a whole, if you look at the whole big picture between all the different sound creators, everybody, like he and Aaron were saying earlier, everybody has their flavor. However, a lot of them are very innovative in their own way. Speaking from my own experience, what I brought to the community was and it was hit and miss, but I still stand by my decision. I still stand by doing it today. Using voice actors of people you don't know who sound really great, as opposed to just ripping voice tracks.
Yep.
I think it really did myself and my creative process a lot of justice to use Kyle Lusignan as my Anakin, as opposed to ripping an Anakin voice.
And he did great.
And these are changes, these are innovations, these are things that we all bring to the table that are a little different. And
Growth.
It's all growth. It's growth. Do you have to like it? No, but there are people who do, and it introduces a new concept, and it shows people that not everything is the same. Once upon a time, okay, Johnny can attest to this because he was there when I was going through it. There was a time, probably, Johnny, 17, maybe 18, where everything was stagnant. It was before, no, I'm sorry. It was like right after TFA, right? And that came in, and it had its flair, and then everybody was like all into Kylo Ren and whatnot, and then it just kind of, and then we were in a lull. And then everything was just the freaking same. It was the sabers. It was the fonts. It was like everything was just the same. Link, you hadn't come back yet.
Yeah, I was like, nope. I took a hiatus for about 3 years.
Yeah, and it just didn't feel like there was any originality. And that's when I got Aaron over here, and I pulled him aside, and I was like, "What do you think about using something that's not from the freaking movie?" So, and honestly, I was still on Saberfont at the time. I wasn't my own entity at that point, and I was really look. It was a hobby. I wasn't trying to pay bills with it, but as a creator, I was nervous. I was scared. I was scared to branch out and try something new because I thought rejection was in my future. It's
But
like,
then you realize scared money don't make money.
But seriously, it was hit and miss. It's still hit and miss. But for what? But had I never done it at all,
though.
Somebody is going to buy it.
Beep,
Exactly.
Beep, 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 whoever's that was.
And it's the same thing with the Profi board. The Profi board was very, very foreign when it was introduced to the community.
Oh, and now,
people were like,
look. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's
the
like,
naysayers, right?
Yeah.
It's like I
so
tell many people this is, if you don't take risk in business,
You'll
never
fail.
gonna, I think me and Link had this little conversation where he was asking me, what should I do next? If you don't take that leap of faith, you're never going to know if you made it or not, because you never took the opportunity to figure it out. You understand? I never thought I would be doing what I'm doing. Before this, I was an executive at Goldman Sachs. You understand? And this was never part of what I was doing, but I was in love with the product. I was in love with many things. And I asked my father, and he said, look, it sounds better in Spanish, but he said, in order to grow something, you have to plant the seed. You understand? If you don't plant that seed, you're never going to have something grow. You're never going to see if it grows and dwindles, or if it grows and prospers and creates fruits. You're never going to know. You got to take that leap of faith and just say, fuck it, and do it. What's the worst you're going to get? I don't like it.
Trolls.
It's
The
not
worst
gonna
you're going to
happen.
get in this community, it's going to be some idiot on a platform
Yeah,
talking
but-
about, oh, I don't like it. It doesn't sound original, and there's so many people who could do it better.
I think I told you this once. Those are your best promoters. Believe
Oh
it or
yeah,
not.
the haters. Oh yeah, if you're
Yeah.
not getting hated on, you're not doing it right.
Remember when I had that whole issue with the Russian, with Dmitry and all that crap that occurred? Listen, I told Dmitry straight up to his face. I said, dude, thank you. And people were like, why are you thanking him? I said, for all this promotion you just gave me.
Yep.
People were saying, who the hell is Dark Wolf? They're coming to my page and they're realizing everything you just said is false. And they're buying from me like crazy.
Negative press is still good press.
It's the best.
It's the best
You know?
press.
Yeah,
So
I can
don't
think of
know
a.
if you noticed
yeah.
that before, and Aaron is the witness. I was going in there battling everybody that was talking crap about LGBT and me and this and that, and I was literally in every forum. And then I said, you know what? At one point, I said, I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna let the wolves go in there. And by wolves, I mean my public went in there, and they're the ones started defending me and saying, well, I got the product. I don't see nothing wrong. And that in itself dominated what I realized I did the right thing. That's when you know you succeeded, when people start to, and I think I did a vlog or a little video skit about it. You made it when people start to talk shit about it.
That dude Harry Solo fonts is such garbage, man.
Screw that guy.
Just so you know.
Link, just so you know, Link isn't my favorite font maker
So you
anymore.
know.
Who is Link? Let me go check out his fonts.
Man, this is hot garbage. Jesus.
And then the person goes, "Oh, let me go to Google, types in harrysolofonts.com." Click
Or
on
like
the
me,
End up in
video.
some other
Oh.
adult site that you shouldn't be on.
People were saying, oh, what's a good vendor? I said, don't buy Dark Wolf. They're like, dude, that's a company. I was like, just don't buy it. I recommend Bob. Go to Oxsabers.
Yeah,
And people
man,
tell me that all the time. Why you recommend another company? I'm like, dude.
that's the other thing. You gotta be willing to like self roast. Like you gotta have fun with it, man. Because, like you said, if you don't have trolls, you ain't doing it right. And when you do have trolls, you gotta play with it. You gotta like use their negativity to fuel your comedy and make and just have fun with it and keep going. Because number one, they hate to see you succeed, so just keep succeeding because F them, and then have fun with it, man. Enjoy what you do, right? If you make fonts, if you make hilts, if you're a baller businessman, pop the collar, enjoy it, have fun, do what you do.
Wait, wrong window. Wrong window. Hold on. Let me see if I do this right. Who did I tell that to? When he was like, I'm going to give up, bro. I don't know.
Yo, and we got Ian in the house. He is the gentleman, like the guy. He is the guy.
I like, Aaron, take a break. Do you and your family. Come back 2.0. Your customers are gonna still be there at the end of the day, man. People
They are.
Who work are gonna be there at the end of the day. That's
And they still are.
Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to my boy Forrest. I want to tell y'all something. For over a year now, I've been on the phone with this dude almost every day.
Literally every day.
And yeah, much to his dismay, I'm sure. But for like a year now, and I was there right from the beginning when he started. This dude was like over 300 pounds. And he had really bad health problems, was diabetic. And we were talking, and he made a decision. He made a decision. And he said, you know what? I'm doing it. It's for me. It's for my family, for my health. And I got to tell you, dude, to see somebody dedicate, get serious, and make the lifestyle change, which is a hard choice, and it is not easy to see somebody do what he has done. Brother, it is really inspiring, and I'm very proud of you. You are fucking amazing. And
we're not done yet.
And you're damn right. And we actually were talking about this earlier. I told him, I said, what the most interesting thing is, the psychology behind it, when you really break it down, is there's a point where it stops being these little goals and it shifts into your lifestyle. And you're at the point right now, what we were discussing earlier, where you're in that shift where it's not just, all right, I've got to do X, Y, Z every day and every week and every month, to, well, this is just part of my routine and this is just part of who I am now, right? And people, unless they do it, will never understand how hard that can be. I have personally, been in the military, set goals for myself, and I went through those goals and achieved them. So I can level, right? I saw how hard it was. I did it myself, not from the losing weight perspective, but from the bodybuilding, working out stuff like that, right? It's still like health related. But my point is I can't, not enough can be said for how hard Fourzze has worked on himself as a person, as a father, as someone who is trying to make better choices. And now when I see what he's doing with his font work and everything else, this is why I tell people, number one, there is no beef, but let me explain how much we really are supporting each other. This dude, I've never seen in the few years or however long it's been since we've been friends, I've never seen, three, something like that. I'm bad at math, sorry. I've never seen somebody like open up to who they are as a creative. And I see a much different person now. He's much happier, and you can see it in his demos and his upcoming work that he's going to be doing. I love who you are now way more than I did before, and that's not a bad thing.
Well, screw you, man.
What it shows is the hard work you put in is now going to be more visible naturally to everybody else who comes and enjoys your content, because you're by default happier. Thus, everything you do is going to be better. And I'm very proud of you, man. You really kicked ass, and I know you're going to keep going with it. But if anyone needs some fucking inspiration, get off your ass, quit making excuses, and look what this dude did. And you can do it too.
All of them.
This dude's a hard worker, man. He's the real deal.
And let me tell you,
yeah,
I've been in this business for, I would say, about going on 8 years now. Most of it in the shadows, most of it in the public eye. And there are moments where we have our doubts, our breakdowns, when we say, you know what, fuck all this. I don't need this stress. I don't need all this stuff that goes on. And we end up wanting to give up. I personally have been through that a few times. And sometimes you got to do what Aaron did and what Link is saying. Just kind of push back a little bit, refocus yourself, and do what you love doing. That was the reason you started doing what you was doing originally, and just go for it. Enjoy yourself, and you're going to prosper regardless because of that. You're giving your love, what you actually do enjoy doing, So big ups to you, Aaron, because you never back down. And like you said yourself, we've talked a lot, through some stressful moments that you were having. And look what you're doing. You're still going. You're still strong. And you got Dark
killing
Wolf
it,
back,
man.
And I'm skinnier in my demos now. Woo!
Dark Wolf has your back no matter what, and anytime you need us. So you got my support.
That's a tip.
Fourzze complete. Complete.
Where's Max when I need him?
Right?
Where's Max when I need him? Jeez Louise.
Hey, Ian, how are you, brother?
I'm doing all right. I literally just got done with a 10-hour day.
Oh my God. Well, God bless you, man.
Ian,
Putting in the real work.
Books back there. Can you lend me one of those books?
One of these books?
Yeah, one of those books.
Hey, man. He is a very distinguished individual, and we need to respect the book collection. Okay, like this.
Okay.
Hey, okay. Oh God.
I'm over here I'm just petting my books right here.
I just want that Ross up at the top.
They're bound with really rich mahogany smelling stuff.
I can't reach it.
Ian, I'm telling you, man, I was watching some of the best impersonations yesterday on YouTube just to kill some time. And one voice that I want you to start working on is a Morgan Freeman voice. Everybody has to have a Morgan Freeman voice.
Morgan Freeman.
So you're insinuating that I've never done a Morgan Freeman in my entire life before?
Wow. I saw this clip on TikTok where these Call of Duty players were just in some lobby or whatever, and they're like, all right, act like you're going to kill me, but it's Morgan Freeman. And then he's like, I can smell you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, that was the best. I can smell you.
I'll see you camping up there on that bed.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you try to do is you're up there camping on that bed. And what's going to happen is you've got the carpet,
You sound
and it
more like
feels all
Cleveland,
soft
though, man.
between you. Now, Cleveland's way up here like this.
You're all for it.
Yeah.
The carpet between your toes. Peter.
Come on, Chris.
Harry.
Why every time you do that, I feel like I'm about to get
up?
violent.
Hey,
Um,
how's it going, Aqua?
So without me ruining your repertoire there, so what kind of stuff can you tease now that you've got you got some big players in the room here?
Yeah.
Bro, what you got?
Yeah, in the
Like-
spirit of showing off some new stuff coming, I got a couple things I can tease.
In the spirit of showing off.
So one of my commission projects, and this is going to be available on my site. It's not an exclusive, so everybody's going to have this access to this.
Everybody.
This was from Tierfon Orbital. He's a awesome vendor over on Etsy. He's making some amazing stuff. Some saber cases he's making right now. He's doing some custom hilts too, like a Corrin horn that he's working on, which I like. I really want to swipe myself.
Always excited to see Corrin horn.
Oh yeah, so beautiful. But anyways, he reached out to me. He wanted a something that incorporated like NASA and like the Saturn V, Apollo rocket launch.
Oh, cool.
He really liked the sounds of that, and so my kind of vision on this font was to make kind of a combination of something that all of Saberland can appreciate on a lightsaber, and something that he can appreciate, that fits his, his asks and his wants for the font. And I've been working with him a lot, each step of the way. And I've been making a lot of changes here and there just to get something that I'm really happy with, that I feel is confident, that I'm confident that everybody's going to enjoy. So I can tease a little bit of that. I don't think he'll mind, just because he also really wants everybody to enjoy this too. So this is, I expect this to be done in the next week or so.
Sweet.
Still has no official title yet, but right now I've just kind of been calling it Mission Tierfon. So give me 1 sec here, and I'm going to make sure I have the right font selected before.
Yep.
Because the last thing you need is Fourzze ruining more of your surprise. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not a surprise. Everybody should have a Luke font. So, but that one's coming. Anyways, without further ado, this is just a little tidbit of Mission Tierfon. Let me know if
Just
my
a
gain's
tip.
too high or low or whatever.
5, 4, 3.
Oh, of course. Yo. I like that. Ooh. Yes. That's moving.
Yeah.
And then
So that's a little bit of that one.
dude, that's
See,
sick.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I could not bring that to you.
Bro,
I could not
you
bring
know how
that
many
to
font
you.
makers look, let me add to that. You know how many font makers I listen to coming out with new stuff, especially recently, that make me think I could never. Like, I don't have the capability as a creative, period. Like, it blows me away, and I freaking love it, dude. And, yeah, like, that's because as a creative, that's why when I say we all have our own flavors, this is the proof right here, is that literally, as a creative,
Yeah.
it's like an artist. We are still, even though we might be super creative, there's still this weird psychological limitation. And because of those limits, that's what creates our style, because we are imaginative, but we aren't able to imagine what others are able to imagine.
Yeah.
So because of that, you will have different styles, and Harry's going to make stuff that I'll never even think of, be able to do, could in my wildest dreams come up with, right? And hopefully someone would say the same of me, of Fourzze, of Syndicate, of all these guys, right? Reaver, there's too many. There's too many to name, like all these guys, right? And that's why I'm telling people, dude, look, support font makers and buy. If you buy my stuff, cool, but whatever. Like, there's 80 other people you need to go check out, right? Like
Mhm.
seriously, if you buy my stuff, I'll
It's
tell you
been
thank you all
making
day and I'll love you to death, but go buy their stuff.
a
You know
lot
what I
of
mean?
makers have been coming out of the woodworks as of late and doing some incredible stuff.
Yeah.
It's you know, and then you know, every now and again you'll get somebody like, hey, the market's oversaturated. Yeah, well, your fucking pants are saturated. Go change them. Get out of here. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, you wouldn't say that about like literal paintings, right?
no.
Do you
Right.
walk into, like, I've been to the Vatican, right? And you walk in there, and that's
That must have been an
literally like
experience.
it's like a time capsule of artists across hundreds and hundreds of years from so many different places. And
Yeah,
you
it's
look
all
at that,
subjective. It's
and
like,
you,
yeah.
and you don't go in there and say, "Oh, there's too much art. It's just way too
There's
saturated."
way too much art in here.
You know, I think just too many people are doing paintings. Like, we just need one or two, and let's just leave it alone. Like, no,
I can't
you
handle
don't-
all this
you don't
art.
say that. Yeah, and that's the thing about like fonts too, and what I love about audio and the sounds almost more than paintings and visual stuff is
That
it's
is your paint.
freaking limited what
That's
we
your,
can come
that's
up
your
with.
canvas, bro.
Yeah, and like the world of sound, like people are still coming up with stuff. I mean, and like
And-
new engines and new tools, new hardware, software. I mean,
And
it's
I'm serious, and I'm serious when I say this. And I'm talking about today, right now, with just with the overall creativity and with quality and quantity, both. I've got to take my hat off to Juan Sith. I have to. I really do. And you can think any kind of way about whatever font artist you think is bad. I don't care. Shut up. I got to take as somebody who's been in this game 7 years today, I got to take my hat off to Juan Sith because he keeps going. He keeps pumping them out every week.
He's insane.
He doesn't stop. And his subject matter is always changing up. Like, he's gonna have his Star Wars. But then here he comes with something outside the box. And look, no font maker out there, I don't care who you love and how much you love them. No font maker does cover to cover perfection. You can argue that point with me till you're blue in the face. I don't care. Nobody, not me, not Brandon, not Juan, not anybody, not even Novastar. Nobody is going to give you a 10 out of 10 every single font you've ever made, forever and ever. Amen. It just doesn't. It doesn't happen. Okay. It's just, there's no such thing. You may think there is, and I know who you're talking about, and you can think whatever you want, but there is nobody out there who does a 10 out of 10 every single font they make, which is why I'm so grateful for the variety. I got to take my hat off to Juan because he's put out so freaking much of such a wide variety. No, not all this stuff is 10 out of 10. He's got tons of bangers, and he values, and he's identifiable by the accuracy of his fonts. I mean, Brandon can attest to that. The guy's been doing accurate stuff since day freaking one. But yeah, I gotta give credit where credit's due. You know what I mean? Like, not everyone's a banger, but you have to appreciate the work that's put in. You know what I mean? And the work is there. It's identifiable. It's phenomenal, and unfortunately, it's not as popular as I feel it should be. Like, there should be so many more likes, so many more follows, and so many more mentions on Instagram. There just isn't, and it's and I think that's criminal. But again, that's the saber land we live in. You know.
Yeah. You know what I've been seeing a lot lately, and it's been pissing me off because it takes a lot away from you, the actual font makers, is some of these guys that pretend to be font makers, and all they do is grab a voice line and change it on a font that was already created by a font maker and calls it their own. Like, I've seen a few of those lately.
There's a few, but you know what's really nice about a lot of the pages that have been around forever, like Elite Lightsaber Society and a lot of this place, and even like the TRA forums, a lot of the longtime veterans on there, they catch it like that. They already know, and they're calling it out. And it's
they do a good job of
and they do
on blast.
It's
I'm listening to a font, and I'm like, I've heard those sounds somewhere. And then I go match it to the one that I thought it was, and boom, there it goes. All they did was change some voice line, either the boot or the font name or something like that, very miniature, and all of a sudden that's a new font. And it's not, because that was, let's say, a Luke font or a Vader font. All they did was change the voice line and call it something else. And I'm like, I think you pointed one of those out not long ago, right, Aaron?
Me?
Yeah.
No,
It wasn't me.
It
No,
wasn't
there
you?
was somebody that copied mine and Harry. And we got him on blast like immediately, and it got squashed.
I read it somewhere. And I was like,
Harry reached out to me because I didn't even know. He's like, "Yo, dude, I'm pretty sure this is what's going on." And then we put it on blast, and it got squashed quick.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, guys like that got to be put on the barbecue.
And and it's like, when we all make fonts that are canon based, and they're gonna sound similar, obviously, right? And
Absolutely.
there's gonna be certain nuances that come within each of our styles that add different flares to them. But if you like what Wolfie's saying, you're not slapping a different font or a boot sound on a prepackaged font and then calling it something else.
And it's not
That's
like
wild.
the rehash stuff you hear all the time. Everybody knows there's 19 Return of the Jedi fonts in Saberland right now, maybe more. But take what Harry just put out. Harry just put out a Dooku font. Now, what am I going to do? Am I going to get upset because he used the same ignition that I used? No, because that's petty and it's stupid, and it's pretty much free for all. Everybody knows that Fourzze was the first person to go and use the burn ignition for Dooku because they're like, "Oh my god, that's such great ignition." What point does it serve for me to get upset that he used the same ignition? Zero. It serves 0 point. Why? Because the rest of the font of what he did is vastly different than mine. It's extremely creative. He put a lot of hard work into it, and it's phenomenal. And dude, I love the font. It's great. It's a great job, and I'm happy that we're using the same ignition.
Yeah, and it's like, if you're gonna do it.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, it's real. If you're gonna do an 03 Dooku, I'd hope you would use that ignition. And
Exactly.
I would hope you do it justice, you know what I mean? Like, how are you not gonna use that?
I'm gonna date myself a little bit here. For those that have ever seen the movie Tommy Boy, you'll get this, but I kind of take the whole Zelensky auto thing, and I'm like, I make sound fonts for the American working Jedi because that's who I am and that's who I care about. But to be fair to that, like I make what I make, and I do. And there are situations like that, what Harry was saying, where like there's certain things that you can't be fair and not use, like an ignition or a certain clash sound or a certain lightning zap sound, or we're all gonna borrow to an extent, but it's about putting your own flavor on it, your own creativity. This isn't a pick and pull and slap a new and calling it new, right? It's like another Tommy Boy reference. I can take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed, but you'll know I sold you a guaranteed piece of shit. You know what I mean? Or copy it, right? It's like at least, it's okay to reuse certain things, because like everyone knows prequel sounds are just the most reskinned stuff there is
ever.
However, you can still make a unique hum, unique power-ons, unique clashes, unique blasters. Like, you can get creative with everything else. And so what if you use a few swings from the movie? Big deal.
It's all about your composition and your creative composition and how you lay those sounds together with your genuine element mixed with the element that you're borrowing, or
Who's the dude? Is it BK that did the fart font?
Yes.
Oh my god, I really got to get him on the show today, or similar show. Yeah.
I'm a proud owner of that font, by the way.
Bro, it's hilarious. And it's as much 12-year-old humor as it is, but it's like, come on, dude, just live a little. Like, that font is literally the shit. I mean, literally. I'm not being a dad joke. Like, it's awesome. So, and even though as silly as it is, he still is the only one that really did it that I'm aware of. And like, hey, go support him. And he makes some cool other fonts too.
Look,
You know,
I'm gonna
is
say
another one we don't get enough attention on, man. Blue
Truth.
Force, bro.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna call it on the stream, and then we can have an after party. I'm gonna say this. Okay, at this point, there is enough room in Saberland for everybody. There is.
There always has been.
There always has been, and if another movie quote, if you build it, they will come. They will come.
Field of Dreams,
they will
baby.
come.
Let's go.
Every person on this screen, every single person. Yes, Iana, I mean even you.
And your beard, sir.
And your beard. Every person on this screen is a Saberland serviceman. From fonts,
We got service women too.
to music, to distribution, to ideas, to voices in my fonts and other people's fonts.
Straight up
Every
badassery.
person in this room is a Saberland serviceman. If you build it, they will come. The only thing we have to do, seriously, and I'm dead ass serious when I say this, the only thing we have to do is beat the algorithm. If you ever want to know why certain people are mentioned more than you are, or you feel as if you are buried underneath tweets, or you're buried underneath, or you're sitting there wondering, why does this person have so many, you can cry a river about it. The simple matter is this: it's because you're buried under an algorithm, and there are algorithms out there that we don't understand, and there are ways to beat them. None of that is going to matter if you don't create your product. Make it, get it out there, get people talking about it, and the rest will fall into place.
Step one of that, what he just said, is make something that comes from right here.
From Repulse. I'm kidding.
No.
Repulsecollectibles.com.
This, man. This.
You pointed to Repulse like, from Repulse.
No, God. Dog it.
I mean, does this count? You can get this from Repulse?
This is
not
not
anymore.
bad.
That's exclusive. It's worth more now.
Oh, is it really?
$10 more.
I discontinued it a while back.
I better stop wearing it then.
No. But from the heart, right? Like from the heart, create, do you, not somebody else for a quick buck, because it ain't gonna happen. Not in this damn hobby.
No.
You know.
Yeah.
You gotta do you. Seriously, and that's what people want to buy. They want to buy you, not it's the product is a result of you, right?
Yeah.
So give it your all, bust your ass, put in the work, and I promise you there will be somebody that wants to buy it. Period. You know, because people like to support the hard work. People want to back that up. People want to back up people who are serious, who are professionals, who are willing to put in the time. Because do I want to buy something from somebody that doesn't give a shit? No. I want to buy something from somebody who gives all the shits. Every last one of them.
Yeah.
And I mean that. That's serious. It's a stupid way to say it, but like for real. Like I'm going to buy from Fourzze or support him however I can, because, you know, I believe in him. You know, it's like Cal Kestis and Fallen Order, and bro, that part gets me choked up every time, man. BD1, you know, Cal's at his like lowest point, and BD1's right there, man. And BD1 chirps at him, and Cal's like, "I believe in you too, man." And I'm like, "Damn it, you gotta make me cry, man." But it's true, man. Like I want to support people that are real and honest and like putting their hard work in, because the products show. It shows in your work. People will see it in the product.
I'll say this, and then we'll go. All right, and take this. And a lot of us are a lot of us are saying some controversial things tonight, but that's okay. If somebody is telling you to buy from, to support a certain person, and they're clearly not supporting someone else, but they say they are, you might want to ask yourself if you want to take that person seriously. Just putting that out there. If you're claiming that you support everyone, but you're not, and you won't explain why, maybe you should stop listening to that person, because they might not be giving you the whole truth.
Yep.
Support your font makers, support your distributors, support your Saberland servicemen. Okay? If you don't like them personally, that's on you. but don't trash on don't take it out on their work and
Credit
their
where credit's due.
efforts. Give credit
Hoorah.
where credit's due. The same goes for lists, but that's for another stream. Hey, guess what, everybody? We're back. We are back. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I am happy to say happy anniversary to me on my 7th year of being a font maker. Rewind in the stream if you want to see the exclusive little sneak peek of what is to come. Johnny Wolfpaw, thank you for being on with us tonight. I don't ever get to see or hear from you. Please call me tomorrow.
I'm offended that we don't see you more.
Yeah, we're offended. So from Aaron, Harry, Ian, Wolfpaw, Brandon, and myself, may the fours be with you all. I will see you guys very soon, and we will catch y'all on the next stream.
Yee.
Woof woof.